Have you ever noticed how, in the face of a storm, some people panic while others maintain an almost unshakable calm? That serenity is not the result of luck or a life without problems. It is the result of deep inner training, a rare combination. Between the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and the transformative light of spirituality. And today, we are going to explore how combining these two forces can create in you an inner fortress capable of withstanding any trial. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control everything that happens, but we can control the way we react. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is the first key, to realize that the external world will always have chaos, unpredictability, and pain. But within you, there can be a space of unshakable peace. That peace does not come from denying reality, but from accepting it with wisdom. But Stoicism, by itself, works mainly with the mind. It helps us reason, question, and separate what depends on us from what does not. That's where spirituality comes in, bringing the dimension of the soul. While Stoicism tells us accept, spirituality adds trust. Trust that there is a greater purpose, that there is an invisible thread guiding your story, even if you cannot yet see the ending. When we unite reason and faith, mind and spirit, we begin to live with an inner strength that does not easily crumble. Think of an ancient warrior. He had armor and a sword, but he also had a cause, a faith that gave him a reason to fight. Stoicism is the armor. It protects you from the unexpected blows of life. Spirituality is the flame in the heart. It gives you meaning to keep going, even on the darkest days. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is negative visualization. It may sound strange, but it consists of imagining the challenges that may arise so that you are prepared when they come. This is not pessimism, it is mental training. Now imagine combining that with the spiritual practice of prayer or meditation, asking for strength and clarity to face each of those challenges. You not only prepare mentally, but also align your energy with the source. Another meeting point between these two philosophies is detachment. Stoicism teaches that we should not cling to things that can be taken from us, wealth, status, even life itself. Spirituality reinforces that the true treasure is within us, and that nothing external can take away our connection with the divine. This awareness sets you free. You no longer live chasing fleeting things. You live seeking what is eternal. But pay attention. Living with this inner strength does not mean becoming cold or insensitive. On the contrary, the truly strong person is not the one who does not feel, but the one who feels deeply and still chooses to act with wisdom. Stoicism teaches us to control our reactions. Spirituality teaches us to act with love. It is the perfect fusion of firmness and compassion. When you awaken this combination within yourself, you begin to live at a new level of freedom. Fear loses its grip, anxiety decreases, and you start trusting more in the flow of life. Not because everything became easy, but because you became stronger. The world remains the same, but you have changed. And this change is the key to weathering any storm. In the end, life will always test us. There will always be trials. But those armed only with reason may weaken in the face of mystery, and those who live only by faith may lose themselves when faced with practical difficulties. When the two forces unite, you become like a tree with deep roots and branches that reach the sky. No wind can bring you down. This is the first door I want to open for you today. In the second part, we will delve deeper into concrete daily practices that unite Stoicism and spirituality so that you can build this inner strength every day, not theoretically, but as a real path of transformation. Now that we understand how Stoicism and spirituality complement each other, it is time to turn this wisdom into daily practice. Knowledge without application is like a seed kept in a jar. It has potential, but it will not bear fruit until it is planted and cared for. So, let's plant these seeds of inner strength together. The first practice is conscious morning silence. Before diving into the whirlwind of notifications, news, and tasks, take 5 to 10 minutes to remain in complete silence. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and notice how you are feeling. Stoicism reminds us that self-awareness is the foundation of all self-control. Spirituality adds, in this silence, you create space to hear the voice of your soul and receive guidance from the divine. By doing this every day, you begin to live guided more from the inside out than from the outside in. The second practice is a reflection journal. The Stoics were great self-writers. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, left records that still inspire the world today. You can adopt this habit by writing down 3 things. What can I control today? 2. What can I not control and need to accept? What is my spiritual intention for this day? This exercise keeps your mind clear and your heart aligned. It's like setting your compass before starting your journey. The third practice is prayer or meditation when facing problems. Whenever something challenging arises, before reacting impulsively, breathe, close your eyes, and surrender the situation to the divine. Say mentally, "May I have clarity and strength to act according to what is right." Stoicism teaches you to respond with reason. Spirituality teaches you to respond with love and faith. This conscious pause changes the course of many situations that, in the heat of the moment, could end badly. Another powerful practice is guided visualization for strengthening. Imagine yourself as a huge tree with deep roots reaching the center of the earth and branches touching the sky. Every challenge that arises is like a strong wind. You feel it, but you do not fall. This image, repeated daily, creates a mental and spiritual anchor that gives you security in unstable moments. It is also essential to train gratitude in the face of difficulties. It may seem contradictory, but it is one of the keys to inner strength. When facing a problem, try to find something it can teach you. Stoicism sees every difficulty as training for the soul. Spirituality sees it as an opportunity to elevate your consciousness. Together, these perspectives transform any pain into growth. We must not forget active detachment. This means living fully in the present without clinging excessively to what can be lost. It does not mean indifference, but wisdom. Love deeply, work with dedication, enjoy what life offers, but know that nothing material or temporary is your essence. This awareness protects your heart and keeps it free. Over time, these practices stop being exercises and become a natural part of your life. You will notice that crises no longer carry the same weight, that anxiety gives way to trust, and that anger is replaced by clarity. This does not mean you will never again feel fear or sadness, but it does mean you will have a solid center that does not shake. And deep down, that is what we all seek: to live with lightness, purpose, and courage. To be able to face storms without losing inner peace. To be a lighthouse for others, not because you have a perfect life, but because you have learned to walk firmly, even in rough seas. Remember, true strength is not in never falling, but in getting up every time, wiser and more connected to your essence. By uniting the disciplined reasoning of Stoicism with the loving depth of spirituality, you become someone who not only survives, but thrives in any scenario. So, starting today, choose to live this way. Practice silence, reflection, surrender, and detachment. Be firm like a rock and gentle like a breeze. And never forget, your soul is eternal, and nothing in this world can imprison those who live according to their inner truth. Motivation. You need, where your awareness expands and your soul finds direction. You must watch the next video on this channel. It could be the key that your heart and mind have been waiting for.